From a humble farmer to a billionaire titan, Li Xinghao built Chigo Air Conditioning into a Chinese giant, only to lose $200 million in a year, falling from glory to a blacklisted debtor. Seduced by quick profits and shaped by the CCP's materialist propaganda, he overlooked China's ancient wisdom of patience and focus. Endorsed by Jackie Chan, Chigo's epic rise and tragic fall is a gripping saga of ambition and missteps. What went wrong? Unravel the shocking tale.
A news report about air conditioner king Li Xinghao being restricted from high spending has made the top trending list in China. This entrepreneur, who once claimed he would make the best air conditioners in the world, has fallen from being worth $250 million to being labeled a dishonest debtor. His companies are heavily in debt, and even selling off property and land cannot save him. People in China joked that the air conditioner seller ended up selling himself onto the credit blacklist. A rare set of footage from 10 years ago shows famous Hong Kong kung fu movie star Jackie Chan filming behind the scenes, not a movie, but an ad for the well-known Chinese air conditioner company Chigo Air Conditioning. At that time, Chigo Air Conditioning had become China's fourth largest air conditioner brand, behind Gree, Midea, and Haier. It earned nearly 10 billion yuan in annual sales and was listed on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. The company was very hot on the market. Li Xinghao had a legendary business background full of ups and downs. With a sharp business sense, he quickly switched between industries and almost caught every chance for success. Starting in 1982, Li Xinghao was a young boy in rural Nanhai, Guangdong. He started off selling popsicles. Through hard work and persistence, he earned his first small fortune. Later, he opened a seafood restaurant locally, but the restaurant's air conditioners kept breaking down and repairs were costly. This pushed him to start a repair shop. 2 years later, that shop grew into the largest repair center locally, employing 280 repair workers. This experience helped Li Xinghao get familiar with and master key air conditioning parts and technology. In October 1993, Li Xinghao partnered with a Taiwanese businessman to start a joint factory in his hometown, both sides 6 million yuan each. In 1994, Guangdong Chigo Air Conditioning Company was officially established, but trouble came fast. New to the business, Li Xinghao faced a price war launched by strong domestic competitors. That year, Chigo only sold a few thousand air conditioners, with very poor results. In 1995, just when Chigo was catching its breath, disaster struck again. A dealer took 10 million yuan worth of air conditioners but disappeared before paying. This was a heavy blow to the young company. Losing patience, the Taiwanese partner withdrew investment overnight. Then they declared Chigo bankrupt and took away many key factory workers. Chigo fell into a desperate situation. Facing internal and external crises, Chigo couldn't pay workers' wages. Its bank accounts were frozen by court order. Li Xinghao had no choice but to fight back desperately. He called an emergency meeting with suppliers. Using his industry reputation and trust, he issued an 8 million yuan IOU, circulating it among suppliers to keep business going. This IOU changed hands several times before finally returning to Li Xinghao in 1998 to be fully repaid. After these painful early years, Chigo Air Conditioning finally got back on track. As household appliances spread across China, especially in rural areas, and with national policies like trade-in programs and energy-saving benefits in place, air conditioners and other home appliances became widely popular. This helped Chigo Air Conditioning, which focused on a low-price strategy, achieving steady sales growth. At the same time, Chigo partnered with global Fortune 500 companies like Japan's Mitsubishi and South Korea's Hyundai. They also set up factories in Southeast Asia and Africa, selling their air conditioners worldwide. By 2004, thanks to their low prices and reliable quality, Chigo had sold 2.8 million units globally. In 2005, Li Xinghao brought in Zheng Zhuyi, then one of the top technical experts in China's air conditioning industry. Zheng's arrival not only brought advanced product technology to Chigo Holdings, but also turned Chigo into a technology development platform leading the industry. By 2009, Chigo had jumped to become China's fourth largest air conditioner brand, behind only Gree, Midea, and Haier. At the same time, Chigo Air Conditioning was listed on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, making the brand even hotter in the market. At its peak in 2010, Chigo's annual revenue reached 9.3 billion yuan, with a profit of 455 million yuan. For the first time, Chigo's air conditioners surpassed Haier in sales within the national home appliance market, breaking into the industry's top 3. Full of confidence, Li Xinghao boldly claimed that he would surpass Gree to become number 1 in the industry. He set a grand goal of reaching 100 billion yuan in sales by 2020. However, starting in 2011, as the central government reduced energy-saving subsidies for air conditioners, Chigo felt the pressure more than most. Financial reports show that while Chigo earned 450 million yuan in profit in 2010, it suffered a net loss of 144 million yuan in 2011, becoming the only air conditioner company to lose money that year. Despite the moderate loss, it didn't receive enough attention. Li Xinghao was even ready to step back and hand over responsibilities to Zheng Zhuyi. While Chigo was growing bloated, other air conditioner brands had already begun to adapt. Seeing the decline of energy subsidies and the quiet rise of e-commerce, starting in 2012, Ox Group cut most of its offline channels to fully focus on online sales. Chigo, however, took no action and stuck to its old agent-based sales model, missing the crucial opportunity presented by internet sales. Gree and Midea put more effort into technology development. Gree had a research team of over 5,000 people, including foreign experts. It also set up 3 foundational research institutes: the Refrigeration Research Institute, the Electromechanical Technology Research Institute, and the Home Appliance Technology Research Institute, with over 300 national-level laboratories. Midea's investment in research and development was also impressive. It was the first home appliance company in China to invest over 10 billion yuan in R&D, making product leadership its main strategic goal. Today, Gree, Midea, and Haier have grown into companies with sales exceeding 100 billion yuan in China's air conditioning market. Compared to them, Chigo Air Conditioning, hovering around the 10 billion yuan mark, appeared especially unfocused. Data shows that in 2013, Chigo's R&D investment was only 85 million yuan, accounting for less than 1% of sales. At the same time, Chigo had developed 6 major business sectors. Besides manufacturing air conditioners as its core business, it also expanded into decoration, finance, media, real estate, and other fields. It spread its focus too thin. Back in 2010, Li Xinghao bought shares in Shenzhen Decoration Group, becoming its largest shareholder. The Decoration Group is a state-owned company in Shenzhen, founded in 1986. It is one of Shenzhen's earliest decoration firms and one of the largest in China. The company handled major projects like Shenzhen's government buildings, the Shenzhen International Convention and Exhibition Center, and the Shenzhen Library. It earned a strong market reputation and social influence. At that time, Li Xinghao held 28.6% of the company's shares. Part of these shares were held on behalf of other shareholders, aiming to help the company quickly get listed on the Shenzhen Stock Exchange main board. However, in May 2016, Li Xinghao pledged all of his shares, including the ones held by others, as collateral to banks. He did this to provide a guarantee for a decoration company where he was a legal representative. The maximum guarantee was 1.4 billion yuan. The move harmed the rights of other shareholders and later became the root cause for his criminal trial on charges of embezzlement of public funds. In 2014, Chigo Air Conditioning made another major misstep. They paid a high price to snatch movie star Jackie Chan as their spokesperson. Chan was already the spokesperson for Chigo's competitor, Gree Air Conditioning. They even used this to repeatedly provoke Gree. The Jackie Chan ads we saw earlier came from that period. Jackie Chan has faced criticism in recent years for his close ties to the Chinese Communist Party. He has often spoken on their behalf in various public settings, which has drawn widespread disapproval. In China's business world, especially within the Guangdong business circle, there's a popular joke. Many well-known brands once endorsed by Jackie Chan eventually collapsed or went bankrupt. This has led to the term the Jackie Chan curse. Some of these famous brands include Xiaobawang, Subor. Known for its learning machines and game consoles, it went bankrupt and entered restructuring in 2020 after Jackie Chan became its spokesperson. Ido VCD, a VCD brand endorsed by Jackie Chan that was once very popular. The company went bankrupt in 1999, and its founder, Hu Zhibiao, was sentenced to prison for embezzlement. Other well-known brands and companies that also collapsed include Fenghua Cola, Bawang Shampoo, and FAW Volkswagen's Kaidi cars. Whether by luck or misfortune, Chigo Air Conditioning is also part of this list. In 2014, Chigo signed a 10-year endorsement deal with Jackie Chan. In response, Dong Mingzhu, chairman of the Gree Group, said in an interview, Jackie Chan used to endorse Gree, but every company that hired him eventually failed. Gree also had him as a spokesperson for 2 years, but Gree did not fail. She added, some companies blame Jackie Chan for their collapse, but a company's survival depends on its own strength, not on who endorses it. Hu Zhibiao, former chairman and founder of Ido VCD, said he once spoke with Chigo Air Conditioning executives. They said Li Xinghao's management style was very autocratic. He never listened to his subordinates subordinates, and everyone inside the company feared him. To turn things around, Li Xinghao, who had stepped back, made a high-profile comeback in 2015. In 2017, Chigo's performance improved, with revenue exceeding 10 billion yuan, but this brief success was short-lived. In 2018, Chigo Holdings reported total revenue of 9.2 billion yuan, down 14.4% from the previous year. It suffered a heavy loss of nearly 500 million yuan. In 2019, losses surged to 1.4 billion yuan, about $200 million US. Besides external troubles, Chigo Air Conditioning faced serious corruption inside the company. President Zhang Ping lamented that the organizational atmosphere had become deeply corrupt. The management team repeatedly abused their power for personal gain, and there was a severe shortage of talent. At a Guangdong business event held at the Asia Hotel in Guangzhou, Li Xinghao attended as the chamber president. Over 1,000 people attended. Li toasted each of the 100 banquet tables, and whenever someone toasted him individually, he drank together. By the end of the night, he needed help to stand. Witnessing this, business veteran Li Zhibao gave him candid advice. Entrepreneurs must maintain good health and a clear mind, otherwise managing a company will be difficult. Hu predicted Chigo may not survive 10 more years. By 2023, Li Xinghao was taken into custody by the Shenzhen Futian Public Security Bureau, accused of misappropriating funds from Shenzhen Decoration Group. Hu Zhibiao, founder of Idol VCD, had also been sentenced to prison for embezzlement. Reflecting on this, he said,
今天我们来聊一聊这个机高空调。
I'm someone who's been through this, so I might talk too much. I've already given him advice, but he wouldn't listen. Sometimes people have to experience things themselves to wake up. Even if the cost is high, it's a pity.
On May 15, 2020, Chigo Holdings was forcibly suspended from trading on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. On September 11th that year, Chigo Air Conditioning and its legal representative were listed as dishonest persons subject to enforcement, commonly called dishonest debtors or blacklisted. On April 4, 2022, Chigo Holdings lost its status as a Hong Kong-listed company. During this period, under leadership, Chigo struggled multiple times, selling off assets to survive. In March 2019, it sold 40% of its subsidiary, Guangdong Chigo HVAC Equipment Company, for 204 million yuan. In May, it sold property in Foshan. The funds raised were used to purchase raw materials and carry out marketing activities to keep the company afloat. But misfortune did not end there. When the COVID-19 pandemic broke out in 2020, Chigo Air Conditioning's losses deepened, and its situation became even more difficult. The company issued more than 10 auction announcements in a row and sold industrial land in Foshan for 1.2 billion yuan to reduce overall debt. This shows just how tight its cash flow had become at that time. By January 2022, Chigo announced the official launch of its Sihui manufacturing base in Sihui City, Guangdong Province. The first phase of the construction project covers about 10 hectares and focuses on smart research and manufacturing of household and central air conditioning equipment. Its annual production capacity is 2 million sets, with an expected annual output value of 3 billion yuan. However, having missed the best time to transform, Chigo Air Conditioning faces a tough road ahead. Today's air conditioning market is largely divided among Gree, Midea, and Haier, with the strong getting stronger. In this commercial battle, future success will depend on a company's overall strength in pricing, technology, branding, distribution channels, service, and a product ecosystem. For these reasons, some industry insiders believe Li Xinghao has still not learned to focus. Trying to expand into other fields before properly establishing the air conditioner business has only sped up the company's decline. Kazuo Inamori, a famous Japanese entrepreneur and the only person to have founded 2 Fortune 5 companies, once said, "The key to management is to devote yourself wholeheartedly, eliminate all distractions, and focus fully on the work at hand." In his autobiography, Inamori wrote, "Life is full of up and downs, and we never know what the future holds. We will experience fortunate moments that others envy, as well as unexpected failures and challenges. But what truly shapes life is not luck or misfortune, but the state of our mind. The tougher the difficulties, the more we must not lose hope. And in times of success, we must remember to stay grateful and humble. Maintain a positive attitude, focus on what you can do now, concentrate fully, and give your best effort. With this mindset, a person can always recover and rise again." Looking back at Li Xinghao's business career, from a barefoot farmer to a business tycoon, from a price slasher to an industry giant, and then a fall from grace, his story is more dramatic than any price war in the air conditioning market. As part of a new generation of entrepreneurs who rose after China opened its doors following 30 years of isolation, he was hardworking, sharp, and brave. He was skilled in marketing and creating sensational effects. However, lacking traditional cultural moral guidance and a deep understanding of modern legal systems, he showed insufficient discipline, patience, and long-term vision in running his business. He was too focused on quickly converting immediate gains rather than seeking steady, long-term development. He was even willing to take risky shortcuts for short-term benefits. This is a common problem among many Chinese entrepreneurs under the CCP's rule. Inamori once said, "In management, one must base actions on what is right as a human being, focus on the proper path, and follow it through to the end." This is a valuable piece of advice for all business leaders. Since Xi Jinping took power, private businesses have faced harsher survival conditions compared to state-owned enterprises. This neglect, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, has been an important factor in the failures of entrepreneurs like Li Xinghao.
一夜之间亏光2个亿，还负债2000万。
Overnight, I lost 200 million yuan, and now I owe 20 million yuan. I might be the worst off billionaire in Shanghai and one of the most fallen construction bosses. After half a lifetime of entrepreneurship, I made a joke of myself.
This man is the famous Shanghai Metro King, Fang Linfa. He's 58 years old and once had a net worth of 200 million yuan. He was a legend in Shanghai. He built People's Square, Metro Lines 1, 2, and 23. He also personally built landmarks like World Plaza, Puxing Hanglong Plaza, Yuan Building, and Xuhui Center Magnolia Plaza. But everything changed in 2019. That year, Shanghai's real estate market entered a cold winter. Fang Linfa was hit hard. His company started having problems one after another. The main problem was that he couldn't collect on many accounts receivable. But unfinished projects still had to continue, and employee salaries couldn't stop. Fang Linfa had no choice but to cover costs himself. The money he fronted grew bigger and bigger. This lasted for 5 years, and eventually the cash flow broke down and he declared bankruptcy. Here are some dialogues with failed private business owners.
来看看我周围的这些企业家老板们都是做什么倒闭的。
What industry did you go bankrupt in?
Grain and oil processing.
How big did you get?
In 2013, my assets were over 200 million yuan. Now I'm bankrupt. In 2013, my debts were over 50 million yuan.
What industry did you go bankrupt in? I'm in the fruits business. You can go bankrupt doing fruit? How big did you get? I ranked at the top 10 at the Jiaxing fruit wholesale market in Zhejiang with nearly 1 billion yuan in annual sales. How much debt do you have now? Now I owe 35 million yuan. What industry did you go bankrupt in?
I'm in the entire chicken meat industry chain.
What was your highest production value in Heilongjiang?
Over 300 million yuan.
How much debt now?
I lost 300 million yuan and owe another 86 million yuan.
What industry did you go bankrupt in?
I'm in plastics.
What was your highest level in plastic products?
Due to a large fire at the company, I owe over 10 million yuan.
These private business owners lament their misfortune. They could only try to stay warm by sticking together and comforting each other during the worsening economic winter in communist China. Do they still have a chance to turn things around?